Obligatory, this video is not made for kids disclaimer.
Uh-oh.
Don't tell me. We're about to be here for almost an hour.
Yep.
Will I be crashing out?
Most likely.
Bring it on. So I don't know if you've noticed, but being a tokusatsu fan the last few months has been... let's be nice and say tiring. Hello and welcome to Elephant Power Productions. I'm American Elephant, call me Kevin. And no, despite this being a video where I'm going to be talking a lot, this is not an episode of my video essay series, Kev Talks. No, this is going to be something a little different. This is a, for lack of a better way to put it, venting session. I am venting right now. Among Us in real life, if you will. This video is basically going to be me going over some news and catching up on some things that have been talked about a lot in tokusatsu communities over the last 6 months. 6 months. Yeah, jokes aside, I'm going to be talking about news in the Toku fandom, mostly related to Super Sentai and Power Rangers, because let's be real, that's what most of you are here for, which, hey, not complaining. But yeah, I wanted to get some of this stuff off my chest, because it's been on my mind a lot for better and worse. Okay, first topic, the end of Super Sentai. For those unaware, on February 8th, 2025, number 1 Sentai GOZYUGER aired its final episode. And on February 15th, Super Sentai's time slot was officially replaced with the new Metal Hero series, Super Space Sheriff Gavv Infinity, obviously based on the character of Space Sheriff Gavv. And part of this new, it's like a rebrand kind of thing for Metal Heroes called Project Red is the title they're going. It's very confusing. The show right now, the show is Super Space Sheriff Gavv Infinity, but the series or like branding is Project Red, but that's the one they plaster all over the posters, like that's the official name. It's not. But yeah, as of now, Super Sentai is technically over. And here's why I'm honestly not that upset about it. Reason number 1, I am thankful that Super Sentai has lasted this long at all. Like, really think about it. This show has lasted for 50 years. Really let that sink in. Like, half a century, longer than most of us have been alive. Try to think of another show like that. I mean, I guess, aside from Kamen Rider, I guess. But really, like, in the States, especially, can you even name a show that has lasted that long off the top of your head? Nowadays, we're lucky if shows even get 2 or 3 seasons sometimes, especially in animated projects. We're lucky if they even get 1 season, even when they're good. So, yeah, even though I've only been with Super Sentai for 5 years, I'm grateful it's lasted that long at all, and I'm just happy that it was able to last that long, that it was able to constantly reinvent itself in so many different ways, year after year, for, again, 50 years. That's insane. I'm just thankful for that alone. But even if I wasn't, I completely understand Toei wanting to take a break or do something different after 50 years. Like, seriously, I think it is completely reasonable that Toei is like, listen, man, we love Super Sentai, but we've been doing this for 50 years. Can we try something different for even just a little bit? I completely understand that mindset. Like, I really don't think taking time off or being over after that long is unreasonable in the slightest. Reason 2, I'm not that upset. This is good for me as a newer Sentai fan because it lets me catch up on all the Sentai I've missed. I have so many Sentais that I have started but haven't finished, and some Sentai shows that I've just never touched that I would like to watch at some point. So yeah, this is a great opportunity for me to catch up, and I'm just realizing I haven't addressed what those are. These are extra boards for my new shelves. Yes, I still have not decorated the wall that makes it look like I'm in the back rooms. Shut up. So yeah, I can finally catch up on Shinkenger and finish GOZYUGER and watch a ton of shows. Like, the only Sentai shows that I have seen in full before Doubutsu Sentai GOZYUGER have been Go-Go Sentai Boukenger and Juken Sentai Geki Ranger. Those are the only ones I've seen in full. I was watching Sun Vulcan until it got taken off Internet Archive, but other than that, I have seen 0 pre-Zyuranger Sentai in full. I haven't even seen Zyuranger beyond like 1 or 2 episodes. I'm happy in that sense that I can catch up now and just get to the other Sentai when I want to. Anyway, reason 3, I'm actually not that upset about this. I think this will be good for the Metal Hero. Huh? The hell was that? Reason 3, I'm not that upset about this. I think this will be good for Metal Heroes in terms of, like, just as a brand and popularity-wise. For frame of reference, by the way, I have not seen any Metal Hero shows in full. My experience with Metal Heroes until very recently has been 2 episodes of Jiraiya, but that was because 1, they were free on YouTube, so that was a nice change of pace, and 2, I liked his character, or his adaptation, Sheriff Skyfire on Ninja Steel. But yeah, aside from that, I have not seen any Metal Hero shows in full, or any other adaptations like Beetleborgs or VR Troopers. My only exposure to Metal Heroes has been costumes, people talking about it, and then seeing the odd Power Ranger adaptation. Again, like Sheriff Skyfire, or probably more apt for this video, given the subject of Space Sheriff Gavv, Captain Shaku in Power Rangers Beast Morphers. For me personally, I've always kind of felt Metal Heroes as like the middle child of like the main tokusatsu pillars, if that makes sense. I've never felt that Metal Heroes has hit the same, or ever hit the same popularity as Kamen Rider or Super Sentai, even though I'm sure there's plenty of like diehard fans for it. So I think this will be good for Metal Heroes fans. They can get some time in the spotlight to just do their own thing and have some fun. And speaking of the new show, Super Space Sheriff Gavv Infinity, I've actually been watching it. I decided, you know what, might as well see what it's up to. And so far, I like it. It's only 4 episodes in as of this recording. It'll probably be 6 by the time this video comes out. And yeah, I enjoy it so far. I'm not in love with it. I think I need to see more of it before I get to that point. I do have gripes with it. I do think the side characters for now are very much just like there. They are very much just, yep, we are here, we are supporting cast. But other than that, I'm liking it so far. The action's great, the suits, the main ones look fantastic, the music is really good. I like the main characters so far, even though they're not like blowing me away. They definitely feel like archetypes I've seen before. I really want to see more of Bushido, mainly because he has my favorite suit of the main 3, but also because I like the concept behind him. I won't say what he is, but I like the idea behind his character, and I'm curious to see where that leads in the series. I'm also curious to see what happens with Reiji. There's something really interesting about how his main emo gear emotion is anger. So to me, that says like, oh, he's keeping a lot of shit deep down, and we're gonna see more like passive-aggressive moments from him, maybe? Or maybe I'm completely misreading that, I don't know. But yeah, so far I enjoy it. It's just not fully my cup of tea. But that's a good thing. I'm exposing myself to different kinds of tokusatsu, and I think this show will get better in a lot of ways. So for now, I'm keeping up with it, and as my first Metal Hero series so far, not bad. But anyway, reason 4, I'm not that upset that Super Sentai is ending. It's not. Okay, can we just get that across? Like, Super Sentai will be back. I'm not crazy, right?
Do I look like a joke to you?
You look like something.
This is a franchise that has lasted for 50 years. 50-year-long franchise. It has meant the world to millions around the world. And you're gonna sit there with a straight face and tell me that Super Sentai won't be back?
Let's point and laugh.
Now, granted, I'm not on Twitter, so maybe it's better or worse over there in terms of like how people are reacting to this stuff. But anytime, and granted, it hasn't been a ton, but anytime I see somebody say like Super Sentai is over forever, they're treating it like Super Sentai has been thrown out the window of a moving car. Like, guys, really? Really? We really think Super Sentai is over forever? Really? For frame of reference, by the way, I'm coming at this from a comic book fan perspective, and by proxy, a comic book media fan perspective. Whenever comics say like, oh, this character is staying dead forever, we are never undoing that sacrifice, a few years later, that character's back, they're perfectly fine. I understand if you're disappointed. Believe me, I am a little too. I am gonna miss Sentai. I don't want that to be like misconstrued or like misinterpreted, but yeah, I don't believe this idea that Super Sentai is gone forever. Like, whether it's from a passionate stance of like, oh, we love this franchise and want to come back to it, or from a capitalistic stance of, you know, money. I don't believe Super Sentai is gone forever. Honestly, I would be very surprised if we don't get like Super Sentai cameos in Zet's or Super Space Sheriff or whatever show is going on in the next like several years. I'd be very surprised if there weren't like Super Sentai actors playing different versions of characters they've played in other Sentai shows, kind of like GOZYUGER in Super Space Sheriff Gavv Infinity, because that's a multiverse show. I'd be shocked if we saw nothing of Super Sentai in the slightest over the next 10 years, but even if we didn't, I still think it'll be back. And even if it was officially over, which it isn't, by the way, because not only do we still have GOZYUGER versus BoonBoonGer, which it's going to take a while before people in the States can watch that. And by the way, yes, I am insanely happy that not only is Yamato coming back as one of the final Legacy Red Sentai members in that movie, but he gets to wear Jua Whale, my favorite Super Sentai power-up. Thank you, Toei. But anyway, even ignoring that, as I was editing this video, they announced we're getting a prequel movie for GOZYUGER following Kumade Mashiro's time as Goju Wolf. So, no, Super Sentai isn't over yet, actually, even now. But even if it was, back to the video. Again, 50-year-long series. We should be grateful it lasted that long at all. But what I will say is this. I do think more people would be okay with GOZYUGER, you know, the 50th season, being the, like, stopping point or the break point for now in Super Sentai, or even the official ending point, which, again, I don't think it's ending at all. But I think more people would be okay with a 50-year break or conclusion, if not for other news we are going to be discussing that soured a lot of Toku fans' enjoyment of Super Sentai recently. And I think most of you know where I'm going with this. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But yes, it's time to talk about one of, in my opinion, the dumbest things that has happened over this past year in regards to tokusatsu, so let's just rip off the Band-Aid. Previously on Kev Talks, I don't entirely know how this show will end, but going off what they've done so far, and in episodes after this with the newcomer Goju Polar, this show is going to be on a good track. Breaking news! What am I kidding? It's just news at this point, but news! Maya Imamori, the actress for Sumino in #1 Sentai GOZYUGER, was not only fired from the show, but also let go by her agency. And on top of that, the strawberry on this oh shit smoothie, or would it be sundae? The strawberry on top of this oh shit smoothie sundae. Wait, these actually exist? I thought I was just making a joke. Anyway, they reshot multiple episodes they had already filmed with Maya. Now, those of you who don't know anything about this situation might be rightfully looking to Maya and wondering,
Jesus Christ, Shadow, what have you done?
Well, don't worry, dear viewer, I got the answers right here. According to the Ranger Wiki page for Maya Imamori, here is what happened. On November 8th, 2025, Imamori's contract with her agency was terminated, and she was subsequently removed from her role in GOZYUGER after she had been caught engaging in underage drinking at 19 years old. The minimum drinking age in Japan is 20. Imamori's 20th birthday would be the following March.
This is a joke, right? This is a joke.
So she was fired from the show, let go by her agency, and had multiple episodes with her character completely reshot with a new actress because she drank a few months earlier than she should have.
Okay, fine, I'm cool, I'm fine.
Okay, I gotta be very careful with how I word this, so let's just get this out of the way now. I don't support underage drinking. Drink responsibly. If you are going to have alcohol, do it at the legal age. I'm not saying what she did was 100% right, and I'm not gonna 100% defend it. Actually, before I continue, let me finish reading what the Ranger Wiki says. Imamori later issued an apology regarding the incident on her Instagram page, later deleting all of her posts and setting both her X and TikTok accounts to private. Despite her official appearances in the series being only up till episode 36, various sources indicate that she had filmed content for at least up till episode 47 prior to her termination, including number 1 Sentai GOZYUGER versus Boon Boonjer. So that is, at minimum, 10 episodes and a versus movie already filmed with her as Sumino. And that is a lot. That is it doesn't seem like a lot compared to a whole 50 episode show. I mean, granted, it's not like half of GOZYUGER with her in it was cut, but that's still a lot, people. Like, that is a big amount of footage to film, and then to just, like, this happens. It's ridiculous. So yeah, again, I want to be crystal clear. I'm not defending her underage drinking. I'm not defending underage drinking in general, but she apologized for it, which is important to consider here. And I actually think most of this would make sense as a punishment if she tried driving while drunk. Then I would understand this harsh punishment, because that's not only an endangerment to her, but that is an endangerment to other people. If she had, like, gone drunk driving, I would actually completely understand this punishment, because she would be both an endangerment to herself and others, and that is insanely irresponsible to do. But from everything I've heard, she didn't. She literally just drank just a few months earlier than she should have. Editing me again with more information I forgot to include in my recording because I am good at research. Take this with a grain of salt, but supposedly what happened was Maya posted a TikTok either with beer cans in the background of the footage or just one where she was drinking beer, and some trolls that she had garnered through her TikTok following and presence called the police on her, and that may or may not be part of why we're in this mess. And apparently racist trolls at that, because Maya is mixed, and some people don't like that. Again, take that with salt. I don't know if that's 100% what happened. The information is kind of all over the place, and clearly I am not the best at gathering information regarding Toku news, at least not immediately. But yeah, that is apparently what might have happened. And again, I'm not 100% defending him, but we need to remember legality is not morality. And I really don't think this is that terrible, at least not terrible enough to warrant all of this. Again, fired from the show, let go from her agency, like 10 episodes and a versus movie with content of her in it, reshot or edited to put in a new actress. Like, that is not only a ridiculous punishment for the actress, but it's such a waste of time for everybody involved. It's ridiculous. Now, I will say, I do want to give her a little credit. The actress they got to replace her, again, I think this is a waste of time, but the actress they got to replace her was a good one. Kohaku Shida, who also played Haruka, aka Unisisters, on Avataro Sentai Dawn Brothers. And I want to be very clear, even though I still think all of this is ridiculous, I'm very happy for her. I am very happy that she kind of gets to be sort of like, kind of doing what the Yellow Maji Ranger actor did in Go Busters, like getting to play multiple roles in this franchise and don different suits. Like that's cool. I'm happy that Kohaku got to come back for Super Sentai. I thought she was great as Haruka in Dawn Brothers. I'm glad she got to be another Ranger. But it sucks that this had to come out of, again, I really think this is so ridiculous, at least from the perspective of an American, right? Like, we have given Oscars to confirmed rapists. Compared to this, there's no other way to put it. It's just dumb, it's frustrating, and this was one of the reasons that I actually stopped watching GOZYUGER after the 30th episode. I have not caught up on GOZYUGER since either episode 30 or episode 32, one of the two. So don't spoil it in the comments. I do want to finish GOZYUGER, but after this kind of went down, I said to myself, you know what? I got so much stuff going on, so many other projects I need to draw my focus to, and taking time out of my day to watch GOZYUGER while I have all this other stuff to do, while I'm moving in still, I'm gonna let the show finish and then I'll catch up on it. I mean, granted, I was already pirating it, so it's not like I was like making some grand stance about like, you need to boycott GOZYUGER or anything, at least here in the States. But yeah, this left a bad taste in my mouth, among other things, and yeah, it's just dumb. There's no other way to put it. I think it was dumb and overreactive, and I know I know, I don't think they're going to be in the comments of this video, but I know there is probably going to be some weeaboo type thing Japan asshole who has said some bullshit in like trying to defend this decision of like
actually, it's completely based and epic to treat a woman like this because Japan is a very traditional country and tradition good always.
like that. No, I don't care if Japan is more traditional and strict. That doesn't make it okay. Respecting other cultures and traditions only goes so far. There's a fine line between understanding that this is how people run things and excusing shitty behavior. Just because it's a different culture doesn't mean it's okay. Two more things before we continue into the next big stretch of this video. Originally, after discussing Maya, I was going to have like a 5-minute rant regarding the pricing of tokusatsu toys getting more expensive here in the States, thanks to Donald J. Trump with his stupid tariffs. I don't want to hear a single person in the comments saying, I'm making this video political. I wouldn't be talking about it if he didn't do this shit. So to anybody thinking I'm forcing politics onto you,
Shut up.
But anyway, I bring that up because even though I'm cutting this segment, the reason being it felt a bit too long and drawn out, even for this video. I wanted to at least share one edit I made during the segment that I thought was funny. So here it is.
$1 per footstep? How do I get out of here?
But as for the second thing I wanted to go over here, because I couldn't really find another place to discuss it in the video without it feeling off or forced. Yes, for those wondering, I am aware of the Hollywood Demons Dark Side of Power Rangers documentary. It is a thing that exists, and I have heard of it. I just have not seen it. And I frankly have no interest in seeing it anytime soon. I'm not saying it's good or bad, even though I have not heard great things from people that I respect and trust the opinions of. I'm just saying I have not seen it and don't really have any interest to see it right now. Maybe I'll watch it one day, maybe I'll even make a video on it if it like truly offends me or surprises me. But for now, my throat is really dry right now, so I'll be right back. Oh shit, did I not pause it? But the firing of Maya Imamori was not the only thing that frustrated me as GOZYUGER was airing. We have come to the big thing that has been on everybody's minds at some point or another, even outside tokusatsu fandoms. The big, come on, say it. You and I both are thinking it. We both know what we gotta talk about. Come on, you know the letters. 2 little letters. AI.
Kill me!
That's right, Rangers. Generative AI has made it into Toku fandom discussion for the worst, including one of the funniest fake movie thumbnail titles I've ever seen. Let me talk about that and I'll get back to like the big main stuff. There was a fake movie trailer thumbnail that stole fan art from this amazing artist named Toku who, if you somehow don't know, follow him on Instagram and Twitter and stuff. He's an amazing 3D artist who's been doing these fantastic updated designs of Power Rangers and is going to do like Sentai at some point. Super excited to see what he does with GOZYUGER. His stuff is amazing. Somebody cropped his Once a Ranger fan art, or part of his Once a Ranger fan art, and used it as a fake movie trailer thumbnail. And it is one of the funniest fake thumbnails I've ever seen. Not for the thumbnail itself, but for the title. There it is by Net Academy, stolen Toku fan art with a thumbnail that says Power Rangers, new movie, Netflix, official trailer, but then the official title for it is, in all caps, Power Rangers Coming Movie, 2026 official trailer. Power Rangers Coming Movie.
I am so excited, I think I'm gonna explode!
But just the title is so, it's a gift, honestly. I am blessed with that title. I did not know that a movie could bust all over my face, but now I do.
Come the sequel!
But yeah, even ignoring that, Gen AI has gotten Even more stupid and frustrating in Toku fandoms, so let's go over some of the big examples that you've probably heard about. First up, the Ninja Kidz fan film. Let's get all this out of the way as quickly as we can. For those that don't know, the YouTube channel Ninja Kidz used to make a fan series based on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Recently, Hasbro reached out to them and said, hey, we want to promote our new Mighty Morphin Reignition toy line with Playmates, which, by the way, I've seen some of those toys. Not bad, honestly. I feel like I was a little harsh to Playmates. The Zord toys are good. Figures are meh. But the Zord toys look good. I saw them in public. I was like, okay, that Mastodon's actually pretty big. I might buy that sometime. Not bad. But yeah, they wanted to promote their new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Playmates toys. So they were like, hey, why don't we do like a cross promotion with your unfinished MMPR series and we'll give you official backing, like official Hasbro money for it. And they were like, yeah, sure. But as if official backing from Hasbro wasn't enough of like coolness for this, they got Tokujay, the amazing 3D fan artist that I just mentioned, to take his Project Repower redesigns of the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger suits and make them physical, practical suits. And seeing them practically is amazing. Like, even if you don't love the design, the fact that these things are real now is like, it's so cool that they gave this amazing fan artist and just this big pillar of the community, the artistic side of it at least, who also was going to work on like an official Power Rangers project until things fell through at Netflix, to give him that second chance and make his suits of this fan art project that he's been so passionate about a reality. Like, that is amazing. So yeah, everything was coming together. They were filming it. They were making practical Ranger and monster suits, and everything just seemed like a good unity between Hasbro and these fan creators, and it was all going well. And then the first trailer dropped, and there were AI-generated shots and VFX.
Oh, we were right there, man!
Just so we're clear, by the way, Tokujay had no knowledge of this, and he pretty much found out at the exact same time the rest of us found out about this. And because we were left in the dark with limited information as all this blew up, a lot of people, myself included, at first assumed that Hasbro had okayed the use of Gen AI effects, that Hasbro had decided, yeah, let's use Gen AI to do this VFX stuff or fill in the VFX gaps, mainly based on a comment that Tokujay made about how Hasbro is the licensor for the short, therefore they have final say on everything. So I and several others at first thought, okay, Hasbro is to blame for this, but that's actually not what happened. And the insanity of this story doesn't end here, unfortunately, because recently Hasbro sent Ninja Kidz a cease and desist over the fan film. Quote, we are doing everything in our power to release episodes 10 through 13 of Power Rangers Ninja Kidz, and we have been wanting to share why we haven't been, but this is all we can share for now. We submitted a teaser draft to Hasbro and Playmates on September 24th and a draft of episode 1 on September 26th. Both Hasbro and Playmates initially reacted with excitement and shared that we exceeded expectations. We anxiously awaited additional feedback. Then, on October 3rd, the unthinkable happened. Hasbro's legal team issued a cease and desist, claiming Playmates didn't have the authority to make the deal with Ninja Kidz. We were later told that the project looked too professional and could interfere with Hasbro's future plans.
What?
That was devastating. This was never meant to compete with an official reboot. Some of you later saw that teaser after it got leaked on October 17th. Concerns were raised by a few people about AI and visual effects. What you saw was never meant to be final. We were under tight deadlines to submit a rough cut, and like many productions today, our editors and VFX artists used a mix of traditional techniques and newer AI-assisted tools to explore ideas quickly. Okay, so basically, Ninja Kidz VFX team was under a tight deadline, and they compromised. And while I don't support using Gen AI, I can at least understand why it got to that point. Again, not saying it's okay. I don't support Gen AI, but I get why this happened, if that is the case. So it's a frustrating double-edged sword. Technically, Hasbro had the authority to do this, because Ninja Kidz and Playmates did overstep their boundaries a bit. That said, I really hate that part in this statement about, we were later told that the project looked too professional and could interfere with Hasbro's future plans. Hasbro, if that was true, fuck you. Just the idea of that if you make something too good, like that they have the authority to just tell you to legally punish you for it, that is insulting to me. Yep, it's editing me again to finish off this section, because I'm gonna be super for real. This portion of the screen recording was a mess. I was constantly getting my facts wrong, constantly screwing up over and over with the information regarding the Ninja Kidz fan film, so I'm just gonna finish this off as quickly and bluntly as possible. Technically, as far as I know, Hasbro did have the legal right to take action against Playmates. That said, I still find the statement of this looked too professional and could interfere with our plans, and that's one of the reasons we punished you for this. I still find that insanely disrespectful as both a fan of Power Rangers, somebody who has made fan content for Power Rangers, someone who wants to make more fan content for Power Rangers, and especially as someone who would love to make a fan animated Power Rangers series someday. I resent this statement. I find it disrespectful to the craft of so many talented people who clearly cared about this project. So yeah, that and the AI was the main thing pissing me off in regards to this topic. That is all I have left to say on the Ninja Kidz fan film. I wish all the talented people who worked on it the best of luck, and I wish the VFX artists who inserted AI to do better. Unfortunately though, we are not done talking about Gen AI just yet, because official pieces of tokusatsu media have started using it as well. Kamen Rider Zets got into controversy for using generative AI. There was, I believe, an Ultraman presentation at like a con where they were showing, I guess they were like showing off stuff for Ultraman, and they put like AI generated images or like video. The most surprising of these, and for me the biggest slap in the face of like Gen AI usage, number 1 Sentai GOZYUGER used generative AI, and that was another part of why I like stopped watching the show until it was over, because I thought that GOZYUGER was taking a firm stance on like against Gen AI, because spoilers, mild spoilers for at least the first half of number 1 Sentai GOZYUGER, the main villain faction, the Buraiden, their leader, Queen Taegajun, is revealed to be a Gen AI monster. She is this Gen AI creation from another dimension who wants to reinvent the universe in her image. But, and this is why I thought GOZYUGER was so smart about this, the No One monsters, like her army, they are also retconned by episode 14 or 15, one of the two, as Gen AI monsters. And this means that whenever they bond to human emotions, they cannot do anything without plagiarizing humans and art and emotion. Like, they literally, and I should have seen it coming sooner because it says generate whenever they pop up. But in this new context, they are beings that want to make everything perfect and themselves and improve everything. But they can only do so much because they need to siphon off humans to do shit with it. And even with the characters that you want to feel sympathy for, like Fire Candle and Bouquet, those characters very much to me seem like AGIs, which AGI, very different conversation from Gen AI. So yeah, I thought GOZYUGER was taking a very clever, like, visual stance against Gen AI. Like, I thought they were being, like, really smart about this. And for those who saw my GOZYUGER video about, like, Rikuo and Gaia and, like, the Oni No One monster, that Oni No One has now been, like, the situation of, like, the Oni No One possessing a dead human and then being possessed again by Oni Goko No One to become more stabilized, that is now, like, retconned as the AI cannibalizing itself, which AI in real life has done. And I was like, oh my god, this is so smart and clever. So imagine my shock and confusion when I hear that number 1, like, the episodes of GOZYUGER that I missed used Gen AI! I was pissed about that. I'm still pissed about that. Like, I thought GOZYUGER was taking a firm stance on, like, why Gen AI is going to fail, and it sucks, and it makes things worse, and how AGIs, like sentient AI beings, have more value. AGI has more value than Gen AI. Gen AI just steals and ruins and replicates without understanding why what it's replicating works. AGIs are sentient and can make their own decisions and deserve to follow their dreams as much as any human. And I thought it was so smart, and I respected it so much for taking that stance as somebody who both loved the show and is an artist and has been affected by this Gen AI stuff. As far as I know, my work hasn't been plagiarized, but I will say someone on Wattpad who was okay with using an AI-generated image for their Power Rangers fanfiction tried to scam me, so this is personal for me. And that's why I respected GOZYUGER for taking this stance. But then between the Maya Imamori stuff and now this, it's like, I'm still gonna finish the show. I want to know how it ends, but I'm like, why? Why couldn't you let me have this one thing that wasn't touched by Gen AI and was smart about it? God damn it, GOZYUGER. You were doing so well. And then you just had to.
Oh, and for those wondering my opinion on the whole, we enhanced the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers footage using AI to make it look better. It's literally just the all he did was step back meme. A joke I cannot take credit for, sadly, but one that is very accurate. This is about the same as comparing the graphics of Last of Us 2 remasters. Like, seriously, I'm not even angry, I'm just confused. What was the point of doing this if it was barely going to do jack shit? I don't understand.
In summary, I have been tired. Like, I'm just tired. There's no other way to put it. I've been tired by a lot of news from the tokusatsu community and just the general zeitgeist regarding a lot of it, mainly Super Sentai and Power Rangers, because those are my big areas of focus. But yeah, in terms of just the updates and community, I won't lie, I've kind of felt beaten down by some things. And as somebody who is not a Toku YouTuber, but has clearly tried to make a big positive impact on, like, fans of tokusatsu, at least for Power Rangers and Super Sentai, and seems to have succeeded going off the positive reception and attention my Power Ranger and Sentai videos get, it's tiring trying to be nice and have hope, but then you keep hearing stuff like this that just tries to just squash it every 5 seconds. There have been times where I feel like, oh, when I'm loving being a Power Ranger fan and loving life and loving being a part of this fandom, some dumb shit happens. Like the Lightning Collection getting frozen, or the props of the show getting sold off, or everything that's happened this year with Super Sentai. It's just shifted to a different franchise and hemisphere. It's irritating, which is why I'm not going to end this video on like a everything's gonna be fine message, because even if I do believe that, I've kind of jinxed myself doing that the past 2 April videos, and I don't want to do that again. I don't want things to get worse because I said, it's gonna be fine.
I'm an optimist, but I'm also a realist.
But I want to take the time to shout out some fan creators who've been doing a really good job keeping going despite everything. Shout out to Hocules, he does like reaction videos and just general videos about tokusatsu topics. Beauty Baba Yaga is another creator I really like. I found her through short form content, and she's really good at not only like discussing Power Ranger fun facts, but also keeping up to date with news about Power Rangers. Obviously, of course, I gotta shout out Zenith Films Media for their fan films. I like Gem Paladins, I like Rail Riders, and so far have loved Beast Hunters as a GOZYUGER fan. I do want to shout out the fan film Power Rangers Sierra Force, but I'm going to do this shout out with an asterisk. I don't support the AI theme song, but it's cool that we have an African Power Rangers fan film. And then, of course, even though he's not a Toku YouTuber, I love Linkara's history of Power Ranger videos. I like that he keeps updating them and making new versions of older ones that are just not only more efficient with facts, but are also just a great way to relive moments from the seasons I like, or just learn about seasons that I haven't seen yet. And then also, even though he hasn't uploaded in a while, I do want to shout out Disney Brain, because he's a great content creator. He's made a lot of great Power Ranger video essays. Not all of them are available, unfortunately, right now due to copyright nonsense, but I've been inspired by a lot of his stuff, and I think it makes a lot of good points. So I recommend rewatching Disney Brain's older Power Rangers content. Oh yeah, and of course, Film Form Studios. I found out about him recently. He's really cool. Yeah, people like Veritas Joe. There's a ton of great Power Ranger content creators that I've probably missed and didn't shout out here. So seriously, like, do yourself a favor, go looking for some Power Ranger content creators. There's still some great ones out there. Same with cosplayers and fan artists as well. Again, big shout out Toku J, love your work. And speaking of content creation, I myself have Power Rangers content. If you want to read Power Rangers Zookeepers, it's on Wattpad. I've made tons of like artwork for it, mainly the main character designs, but now I've done them as like marketable plushies as well for the anniversary. And then of course I've made my videos. I've made like several videos related to Power Rangers and Sentai now that are on the screen that you can all watch for free here on YouTube. For those that like my fanfictions, I have heard you ask, when are you going to do another fanfiction like Zookeepers? Unfortunately, it will not be this year. I do want to do at least 2 more, like, straight fanfic adaptations. I do want to do one based on Dino Force Brave, the unofficial GOZYUGER sequel, because it's short and free on YouTube. And it's a fun experiment for me, because I'm going to be blunt. I don't even like Dino Force Brave, and even if I do, I don't think it's a good show. But I see an opportunity to tell an interesting story with it, even in the scraps that it gives me. And then I do want to do an adaptation of King Oger, because I loved my idea for like the Power Rangers Kingdom Crawl idea from my adaptation video. So I would love to make that an actual fan fiction. I just can't do it this year because I'm going to be busy with some other projects. But I will say, I have fanfics that I'm going to be putting out this summer. There are 3 fanfics that I want to write that are all connected with each other. They're all technically solo stories, but they connect to each other into sort of a trilogy, and they follow a certain Power Ranger team. I'm not going to say which one it is, but it's one with a lot of Sentai footage that has gone unadapted and could be used in a lot of really creative ways. So if you like Zookeepers and want to read more of my fanfics, I will be dropping some this summer, like one for June, July, and August, like each month. It just won't be, the straight adaptation thing like I did with GOZYUGER. But as for the last big thing I wanted to talk about, speaking of the stuff that I've made, I made a video for the 10th anniversary of GOZYUGER where I pitched, like, what if we got a 10 years after special for the GOZYUGER team. And I wanted to say, to just end this video on a positive note, thank you all so much for the support on that video. That is like a great success. I'm so glad people are liking it and enjoying it. Thank you Markusatsu for commenting M again on the video. I still don't know what that means, but I'm going to take it as a positive thing because you did it on the adaptation pitch one too. So thank you, Markusatsu. There's another content creator, Markusatsu, Thomas Jujubee, Keiza Henshin. Again, a lot of great Toku content creators. But yeah, the support on this video has been great, and I'm very thankful for it, not only because I worked hard on it. I wrote the script like a year in advance, but then I had to change it a lot. Even then, I still got some things in the video wrong, and working on it was frustrating because the video got longer than I expected, and I had a head cold for the last week of January, so that made it very tiring to really like get this going. But it's one of my favorite videos I've ever made now. I'm so happy with the work and effort I put into it, and I'm so thankful for all the support it's been given. And I'm especially thankful for that support because the day before the video was uploaded, I found out a family member had died. I found out that I had lost someone who was very close to me when I was younger. They were not in any pain. As far as I know, they went naturally. But they had been like deteriorating for a while because of a mental condition that made them start to forget things. I've been taking it okay, surprisingly well, but it was heartbreaking to learn that the morning before I uploaded this video. But if anything, that pushed me to get it done because that GOZYUGER video, it was about valuing life and pushing for the belief that all life has meaning and that just because we die one day, it doesn't mean what we experience isn't real or that it doesn't matter. So thank you all for showing this video the support you did, because it really means a lot to me that people have reacted so positively to a video that values life and that preaches like continuing to protect the planet and not letting these people who are ruining it make things worse than they already are. So seriously, thank you all so much for the support. And yeah, I've been American Elephant. Call me Kevin. Thanks for stopping by Elephant Power Productions. And I'll see you next time, hopefully on Kev Talks. Which, actually, yeah, speaking of Kev Talks, I have another Super Sentai video coming out on Earth Day. So get excited for that. It'll be a shorter one than the last one and much more comedic, but I think it'll still be fun enough. So, yeah. Here's to the future of Tokusatsu. I hope it is better. I've been recording for too long. I gotta stop. In conclusion, I love being a Tokusatsu fan, but some stuff's been pissing me off, but the good stuff's still keeping me going. Thanks for watching. My throat is so dry, I need to have lunch. Bye.